You're certainly full of surprises, aren't you?
Trust me, it's not intentional.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Though, there's still an awful lot I wish I could understand. Every new piece of information seems only to yield further mysteries. The truth feels just as elusive as when we first started. I am well aware of where you got your powers. But why, as a Danan, do you bear the same crest as the current Renan sovereign? More to the point, why choose a Danan for their sovereign in the first place? And then there is the Maiden, a figure so powerful, she's playing yin to the sovereign's yang in esoteric ceremonies. And yet, I've never even heard of her. Then again, this all occurred 300 years ago. What if the term sovereign doesn't even hold the same meaning as it did back then? Listen, I may be a traitor among my people, but I am still Renan, born and raised. I learned the same history, listened rapt to the same tales. And yet now I feel like there was little truth to any of it.
Speaking of which, there's something else that I remember from the spirit channeling ceremony. It used the Renis Alma.
You're certain?
Yes. Or at least that's what they called it. Only you would know if it was one and the same.
Oh, I have never laid eyes on the real artifact myself. And you never participated in a crown contest. You're not even Renan. Many mysteries lay buried in these 3 centuries past.
3 centuries is more than several lifetimes. Was I really out that long?
Well, I'm only estimating based on historical record. But all the facts would seem to point that way.
Who the hell am I?
If I may be frank, we have even bigger fish to fry than that. By comparison, the far more important question at hand is, just what does it all mean?
Frank, huh?
Sometimes, we need a little help in addressing the truth behind our pain. Not to compete over lives lost, but I suspect your count is still somewhat beneath mine.
Thanks for lending me an ear. And sorry for being a bother.
Please, no thanks are necessary. The quicker you get back on your feet, the sooner we can all get back out there.
All this time, I thought it was the worrying about Shionne and the pain bringing you down. I didn't realize you were lonely too.
I guess all of us are. In one way or another.
Yeah, but you've only just found out. I mean, no, not found out. Remembered.
To tell you the truth, I was actually beginning to forget I'd even lost my memory in the first place. Now that it's returned, well, you can see what I'm like. It's strange. When I think about Lenegis, it still feels like it was only a year or two ago that I was there. But then I realized what feels like years was actually centuries ago.
What about your hometown? Do you know if it's still there?
I doubt it. When the Renans invaded, the world as I knew it changed overnight. Even if the place is still there physically, I expect the people will be long gone. Certainly everyone I knew, at least. My family, my friends.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I have no home to return to either. No family waiting for me. I used to curse my bad luck that I'd ever been born a mage in the first place. Otherwise, if I hadn't, maybe my mother and father would still be alive today. Although if that had been the case, I guess I'd probably still be just another slave with no means to resist. I'd never have met up with you guys, that's for sure.
Have you learned to embrace your powers yet?
Nuh-uh. I resent them a little less than before, though. They've kept me alive this long, right? I try not to think about it too much. After all, who can predict what the future will hold? I guess what I'm trying to say is that with everything that's happened in your past, finding out you're the Sovereign and all, it's no wonder you're conflicted. Heck, honestly, I think anyone would be.
Rinwell.
First it was Shionne, then it was me, and now it's you. All of us suffering, just because of some power we never even asked for.
Yeah. All this time you were suffering right in front of me, and I never even knew. I feel like I finally understand what you and Shionne were going through.
You couldn't have known. Still, if you want to make it up to her, shouldn't we hurry it up and rescue her already? Poor Shionne must be lonely, all by herself wherever she is.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get going.
Alphen, are we gonna go rescue Shionne or what? What's gotten into you, man? Aren't you worried about her?
Do I even have any right to be?
If you were in my place, you'd say, to hell with all that. What do you want to do?
Sounds like me. Pretending I have all the answers is kind of my forte.
Come on, man, snap out of it. This isn't like you. Look, I get it. You finally remember your past, only to feel like you've lost yourself again. You're in shock, and who wouldn't be? Worse still, you blame yourself for what happened. And yeah, I don't agree, but that doesn't mean I don't understand either. But here's the thing. None of that's got anything to do with Shionne.
I guess.
It's about Naori, isn't it? Look, you're still here, aren't you? Who's to say this chick isn't alive and kicking out there somewhere, too? Fine, I've said my piece. The thing is, though, where does this leave Shionne?
My power consumed me once already. I left behind a path of fire and destruction. And the same thing could happen again. I can't guarantee anyone's safety, including Shionne's.
So you think we might get burned up because of your sovereign powers? I can think of worse ways to go. Come on, fight this thing! What happened to the guy who talked to me after my dad died? The one who cared enough to reach out and save me? That's the guy I was proud to follow. Not this faltering imposter who's taken his place.
Law.
No, I'm serious. What's gotten into you, man? Just give me the word and I'll beat some sense into you if that's what it takes. Now, I'm gonna ask you this once and only once. Are you serious about rescuing Shionne or not? What's it gonna be, Alphen?
What do you think? Of course I want to rescue her. Hell, I'd do it right now if I could.
So then quit griping and do it already!
Listen, you're probably right about all this.
Alphen.
It's exactly like you said. Whatever happened in my past has nothing to do with Shionne. But there's still so much that There I go again. So much for the inspiring Alphen of old.
He could be a pain sometimes. Besides, even a hero has to let the cracks show once in a while, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Just give me a little more time to fill in the cracks. And thanks, Law.
Hey, don't even mention it. You've totally got this, Alphen. I believe in you.
What do you see out there?
Zeugles. Strays by the looks of it. We unwittingly disturbed their territory on our way here, and now they're looking pretty riled up. So, feel like you're making headway? You know, sorting through things?
All I know is Shionne needs our help. As for what happens after that...
Say, how did you get back down here from Lenegis anyway?
I came down in a Renan starship. I have Naori to thank for that.
What happened to her? Did she come with you?
She stayed behind. Just as I wanted to get back to Dahna and my people, Naori's place was with her fellow Renans, performing her duties as the Maiden. Neither of us asked for the power or roles we were given. I suppose we felt a kinship with each other in that sense. But even then...
Wait, so you mean it wasn't just Danans like you that Lenegis abducted? You're saying they forced Naori, one of their own, to serve against her will as well?
Even within Renan society itself, there exists a hierarchy. I don't think she was ever given the option to refuse. Despite that, she did everything she possibly could to serve her people. The very same ones I ended up slaughtering. And even after that, she still helped me escape back to Dahna. She stayed behind on Lenegis to help any of her people who survived. I owe her more than words can express. A debt left to fester for what? 300 years? How do I even begin to make up for something like that?
In all honesty, you don't. You can't atone for what's happened in the past. I don't think anyone can. Be it several centuries ago, or just yesterday.
What are you saying? That I might as well give up?
I'm saying you don't have to be a white knight in shining armor. Back after my brother had passed away, it was you who told me that his dream lived on inside me. And you did the same for him, for Dohalim, when he was ready to give up too. You were there for both of us. You know what I heard? I heard you telling me to keep fighting, to strive no matter what.
Then I was out of line. I had no right to ask that of you.
No, you're wrong. Those words were exactly what I needed to hear at the time. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I wouldn't even be here had I not heard them. Left to my own devices, who knows when I would have been able to pick myself up. Besides, it's not like killing all those people was a choice that you made of your own free will, right? The truly terrible ones are the people who abducted you. The ones who forced you to wield that power. They're the ones you should be blaming. Not only that, But that guilt you feel inside, that's all the proof you need to know you're a good person, Alphen. Do you understand? If I'm still allowed to fight and keep on living, then damn it, Alphen, so the hell are you. But if you're still not convinced, then ask yourself this. What is it that you've really been fighting for this whole time? Go on, ask yourself.
What I've been fighting for, huh? Back to the inn, I guess.
Alphen! There you are!
What is it?
Zeugles, that's what! They're almost at the village gates!
Any closer and they'll be house hunting. I knew we shouldn't have cut through their territory.
That sounds bad.
Can you fight? No shame in bowing out if you're not up for it.
Kisara's right. You don't want to go overdoing it.
I'm up for it.
Really?
You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. It's now or never, right?
Alphen, right! Great to have you back! Now let's do this!
Look sharp, people. If we don't act fast, they're going to get into the village.
Right. We need to hurry. Not this way, I guess.
Remember, if the pain's too much...
We've all got our own pain to deal with. I'm done letting others pick up my slack.
Here they come! We can't let even a single one through!
There's a firm no-Dougal policy.
Fine by me. Let's get to work then.
Here I come!
Bet that shell's hiding something dangerous.
Double demon fang!
Its armor's too strong. Then I'll split it open.
Be my guest!
Armor won't save you.
Confiscated!
Take this! Double demon fang! Damn it! He's too fast! Stand back! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Now! Take this! You're finished! Lunar Rondo! Take this! Prepare to be seized! I'm on it! I have no limits! I'm on Crush!
This one's
Crush! Double Demon Fang!
That frickin' does it.
Crush!
Wind astral energy!
to Alphen! Dragon Swarm!
Just what...
He's dead! Talon Hurricane! Take Bolero! Here goes! Shockwave Slash! Take this! Dragon Swarm! I'm on it! Sonic Thrust! Start! Finish it!
Sleep now.
Kneel!
I'll be saving this one.
Look sharp!
Can't it?
Double Demon Fang! I'm on it! Dragon down!
Wait,
Look
it
sharp!
can't be.
Here I come!
Turn
I'm on
away.
station!
Dance in the wind.
Crush!
Air. My astral energy.
Do it! Johalim!
All yours, Kisara.
Alphen, you okay?
I'm fine. This pain thing really hurts, huh?
But hey, at least you're still alive.
It wouldn't be called pain if it was pleasant. It can be pretty useful, though. It's good motivation to improve and get stronger.
Guess I've got a lot of room to improve in that regard.
Anyway, I'm glad we could protect the village, especially after everything they've done for us.
Yeah.
You know, Thistleum kind of reminds me of home. The people here have hidden themselves away out of the fear of being found, always watching their backs. Though in the end, home was destroyed anyway.
That won't happen here.
Oh? Is that a hint of fighting spirit I sense?
Yeah. I won't lie. Some of these memories will take a while to process. But I've learned something too. My rage, this fury I feel at our so-called rulers, it comes from having so much of myself stripped away from me back then. Friends, family, home. They took everything from me, and left me with nothing but guilt. I was completely alone. At least that's what I thought. But not anymore. Since I awakened, I've met people who I care about. Friends who hold me up. Friends who make me feel like I'm worth something. And I won't lose that. Not ever again. I'll protect those bones with everything I have. That's why I need to keep fighting.
But Shionne comes first.
Of course. First we rescue Shionne, then we defeat Volron, and liberate Dahna. Everyone, will you fight with me?
Say the word and I'm there.
Certainly no objections.
Then it's agreed. Our next stop will be the capital, Pillaging. According to the villagers, there's a huge cliff separating Thistleum from the capital. Luckily for us, there's a path we can use to climb up.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
We don't know what lies ahead. We should prepare well before we venture forth.
Yeah, Can't exactly fight at the top of your game when you're hungry.
Good point. Let's stop by the inn and plan our next move from there. By the way, how is Mahavar doing? Wait. Don't tell me we still haven't found him.
It's not like we haven't been looking. I've covered the whole length and breadth of the coast, but...
All of the other crew members are accounted for, including us. But we weren't able to find Mahavar. He's still missing.
I see.
Perhaps he couldn't bring himself to abandon the ship.
You mean at the bottom of the ocean? Damn it.
We don't know that it sank. We all washed up on the same shore. If the ship went down, isn't it strange we haven't come across a single piece of debris?
Do you think he might still be alive somewhere out there?
I think stranger things have happened. Whether he's alive or otherwise, we've exhausted all the avenues available to us. All we can do now is press on ahead.
Fine. Let's get going. Thistlein was founded by Danans fleeing the tyranny of Renan lords, right? But when you first came, they must have known Dohalim was Renan. So why do you think they let us in?
They almost didn't. But it wasn't just Dohalim they were wary of. They didn't trust any of us.
Even the weird Danans just like them?
When you live life in constant fear of being pursued, it's only a matter of time before all outsiders start to seem a potential threat.
I suppose that makes sense. So how did you convince them to trust us?
You saw how destitute the village was. They needed food, badly. We hunted some Zeugles for them. That seemed to do the trick.
Of course, a little magic-assisted roast didn't hurt things.
Never underestimate a full stomach's ability to put a person at ease. It turns out a hearty meal can be a powerful weapon. Something's on your mind. You having second thoughts about rescuing Shionne?
Of course not! Shionne's our friend! Almeidrea was the one I hated. For as long as I can remember, she served as a symbol to me of everything Renan. But ever since getting to know Shionne, I realized it doesn't make sense to group people together like that. Every individual is different.
I see.
Besides, the situation with Almeidrea was something else entirely. I'd already decided I wasn't going to kill her, but when I saw her die right in front of me, a part of me thought it served her right, that she'd gotten what she deserved. But another part regretted that someone else had come along and killed her instead. Don't get me wrong. If I had the chance again, I still wouldn't kill her. But it's not like I'll be shedding any tears now that she's gone. It's all so confusing. I don't know how to make sense of any of it.
Who said it had to make sense?
Huh?
Rinwell, you've done nothing wrong. You've started to question the beliefs you've held all your life. It's only natural for you to feel disoriented. You didn't give in to the hatred you felt for Almeidrea. You made a choice not to kill her. And that's significant, whether you realize it or not. As for what it means exactly, that might be worth taking some time to figure out on your own.
Some time.
Or don't, if you don't want to. It's just an idea. I'm still searching too, remember?
No, I think you're right. It can't hurt to keep searching after all. And hey, thanks, Kisara.
Okay.
Why?
Ugh. Damn it.
What?
Is that so?
Okay.
Great job.
I'll teach these small fry who's the apex predator of these waters. Just watch and see.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
I guess we're having fish for dinner tonight.
Done. This is sure to give the others some much-needed energy.
We've got all the ingredients for that recipe now.
Great. I'll let you cook then.
Wait, what?
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle? You're saying we should check the Owl Forest? You sense one of your pals, Hoodle?
It feels like I'm melting.
Calaglia was pretty hot, but at least the air there was dry. Out here, it feels like I'm trying to walk through thick soup.
I can hardly breathe, it's so stuffy. And don't get me started on the insects. You hanging in there, Hoodle?
It's brutal, all right. I can feel my energy being drained away just by walking. All this vegetation makes it hard to keep an eye out. Keep your wits about you, everyone. And watch you don't keel over while you're at it.
What's needed at times like these is a relaxing hot spring. That would soon help us adjust.
And where do you expect us to find one of those?
What about you, Alphen? All that gear, and you hardly seem to be breaking a sweat.
Yeah, I guess when you've lived a life devoid of pain for as long as I have, even feeling hot and bothered could be a welcome change.
Well, lucky you, I guess. Just don't expect us to carry you when you pass out.
Hey, what do you say we fight that shining enemy?
There's the Zoogle we were asked to handle.
It's on! Here I come! Rolling snap!
Dance in the wind!
Head door!
Going in!
Take this!
Going in!
Double demon!
Are those arms even natural?
You're finished!
On guard!
Take this!
Look sharp!
Elusive
Dragon
dragon form!
Sword!
This one is mine!
Tunnel! My astral energy!
I'm not done! Double demon fang!
On guard!
Rotating pile driver! Double demon fang! Do back!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Take this! Double demon fang!
Round and power!
In a bind?
Going in!
Strike!
Razor Cyclone!
Take this!
Water astral energy!
You're finished!
Shield and
Can't be
You're
swallowed!
finished!
Swallowed!
You're mine!
Can you take
Double
it?
demon fang!
This one is mine!
Rotating pile
Double
driver.
demon fang!
Supernova!
None chance!
Looks like we got them all.
Man, this place is thick with foliage.
I know. It feels like we're going to be swallowed up by all these plants if we stay in here.
Indeed. I much prefer the forests in Menancia myself.
Not that I don't agree, but maybe now's not the best time for Elda Menancia pride.
No holding back!
Here I come! This is a piece of cake!
They rush you! You gotta come for cover!
I'll stop its charge!
Time to let it rip! Sword Rain Alpha!
From beyond, imbue this vanquished. From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with life.
Another incantation ruined.
Denied!
I'm not done! It's over! Crush! Double Demon Fang! Here I come! Here I come! Double Demon Fang!
Heal!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Tiger Foot!
Not on my watch!
Can't get out of this.
Struck! Eternal
Raging
Death!
Outstanding effect!
Benediction light.
Dance in the wind! In here!
Here I
More
come!
for the shot!
Tiger
Double
Blade!
Demon!
Benediction light.
Igneous Heat! You made me angry! That was a bad idea!
Eat dirt!
Light astral energy!
Benediction light.
I'm ready! Long! Blow them away! Now!
Steel force!
Crush!
Captivity.
Double Demon Fang!
I'm ready.
Wobbling!
Light burst forth.
Radiant Denizing!
That was a little close for comfort. What's with that shining foe over there?
Good. This came out just the way I hoped.
Poodle senses an owl around here.
All we have to do is get rid of that thing, right?
That's far enough!
Take this!
A debut performance.
You're mine! Double Demon Fang! Eternal Devastation!
I can feel you where you stand.
Eternal Devastation!
Aw, too shy to come over!
Take this!
Here, let me out! Shield and appreciate the help.
Double Demon Fang!
Easy ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the pummeling to me.
Double Demon Fang!
Benediction light.
Flaming meteor!
Dragon Swarm!
Here's the raging cascade!
Try harder!
This one's all mine. Begin.
You picked the wrong fight!
Air thrust!
Take this!
Time to let it rip.
Now!
Elusive Sea. Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis!
Looks like we won.
Okay.
Okay. Yes!
What?
Really? Dohalim. Dohalim, I'm going to look into some seasonal fishing spots.
By all means.
Leave the preparations to me as well. I'll bring the rods. Would you prefer your fish served grilled or raw?
I'll, trust your judgment, Kisara.
You sense one of your pals, Hoodle?
Out of my way!
You're mine!
Death Finch!
Lightning descend!
Try harder!
Denied!
Time to let it rip! Lunar Rondo!
I'll take out the legs with my shield.
Eternal Devastation!
Holy Land!
Catapult! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Through escape! Eternal Devastation!
I'm ready.
You're mine!
Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis!
Now!
That's better.
Double Demon
How
Fang!
about this?
Eternal Devastation!
Resonate with the earth.
An lightning set. Death Finch!
Sweet dreams!
Going in.
Raging Storm! Light Astral
You're
Energy!
mine!
Here
Double
goes!
Demon Fang!
Thanks, Shionne. Take
It's
this.
over!
Death Finch!
Thunder Field!
Tiger Blade!
Raging
Through
Cascade!
escape!
Make it rain!
Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer!
A comfortable win.
my best!
Double demon fang!
Take this!
Sleep now. I'll be saving this one.
I'll blind you with
Mirage! You're finished! Double demon fang!
Tunnel!
Crush!
Illuminate magic is there!
Eternal devastation!
Holy land!
Try harder! Not a chance! Double demon fang! Sword ring alpha!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And bubble it to me! Holy glimmer!
Sword ring alpha! Megasonic thrust! Sword ring alpha! You're mine!
Raging cascade!
Dragon swarm!
This one's mine!
Megasonic thrust! I'm not done!
Turn the blade!
You're mine!
Come
It's
forth!
over!
Holy glimmer!
Here I
Holy
come!
land! I can do this all!
Here I come!
Not so fast.
Going in!
You're mine! You're finished!
Charge!
Double demon fang!
Time to shine!
Take this! Eternal devastation! Here I come! Eternal devastation! Double demon fang! Eternal devastation!
Resonate with the earth.
This one's mine!
Double demon fang! Eternal devastation!
This one's mine!
Reload. Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis! I feel the power flowing through me.
You'll be able to help even more people now.
Yeah, I guess I will.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Did we really just spend that much money?
There are still so many creatures we don't know about.
Have you been writing stuff down about what we fight?
Yep. It's actually pretty fun to observe them from afar.
Done. This is sure to give the others some much-needed energy.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
Sorry for rambling on so much about my past earlier.
Don't sweat it. It was fun hearing you reminisce about the good old days.
Come on, you don't have to pretend with me. I know I can tend to go on sometimes, when it comes to my brother.
You said it, not me. Anyway, I don't think it's something for you to be embarrassed about.
Hey, Alphen. When you were a kid, was there ever a time when you had to bury someone younger than you?
Well, it's hard to say. I'm guessing that you have, though.
Yeah. During the previous crown contest, with the Lord before Dohalim. Life back then was truly hell. I think that's why I tried to ignore what Miguel was telling me for so long. Because I was afraid of going back to such a dark time, of losing hope. I wanted to believe in our paradise so much that I doubted the one person I should have trusted most. I don't blame blame Dohalim for that. I simply didn't want to face facts. And I ended up trying to project my ideals onto everyone else.
It's strange. Whenever you and Dohalim talk about Menancia, it's always like it's some big failure. We're talking about fixing 300 years worth of damage here. Isn't it a bit optimistic to think it was all going to be resolved after only 5?
You might be right. Maybe it was a mistake when Menancia... No. When I decided to stop seeing the darkness in our society. I have to admit the truth. To myself, first of all. See you tomorrow. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
What's up?
Once we get to the mountain, the terrain won't be easy. We should rest up here before pressing on.
But what about Shionne? She's waiting for us.
All the more reason to conserve our energy.
Huh?
It's not only the mountain. Hard though that may be, it's a pittance compared to what follows. Namely Volron. We wear ourselves out now, or worse still, get injured. We might as well show up gift-wrapped. Right, Kisara?
That's right. Besides, Alphen still hasn't fully recuperated yet.
I'm fine. Don't stop on my account.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, it's me who wants to take a rest for a while. Does that suit you better?
A little bit.
So, Alphen, 300 years, huh? Care to share the secret to such a long and healthy life?
I wish I knew. Once I left Lenegis, the next thing I remember is waking up in Calaglia. Everything in between is a blank.
You mean there are still gaps in your memory?
I've heard of starships with devices that can stave off imminent death by putting their passenger into a deep sleep. They're usually only intended as a temporary solution, until proper treatment for an ailment or injury can be obtained.
You think he might have been asleep in that starship for 300 years? But why? What would be the point?
Might this Naori have had a hand in it?
What do you mean?
If she's Renan like you say she is, she would have understood how to operate the starship better than yourself.
You're saying she deliberately put me to sleep for 300 years?
Dohalim, that's a bit of a leap.
Forgive me. I spoke out of turn. I'm merely thinking aloud, that's all. Shionne and the maiden Naori. After 300 years, it's not unreasonable to suspect they may be related. Shionne is nearly the perfect image of her, yes? She also just so happens to be connected to you. Is it merely a coincidence?
Like I've told you a million times already, I wouldn't know.
Well, if you're absolutely certain that it couldn't have been Naori, then I guess I must have been mistaken. Complicated machinery can sometimes break down or have failures. Sorry for being presumptuous.
Hold on a sec. Alphen, you said the mask was to placate you, right? To keep your guilt and rage in check? And you were wearing it the whole time you were asleep, right?
I guess I must have been.
So that's 300 years you were wearing it. It's just a hunch, but do you think that the mask might be...
The reason he lost all his memories?
All but a select few strong ones, so deeply ingrained in his psyche that he saw them in the form of dreams. It's not completely out of the question.
In which case, maybe it was the mask numbing his sense of pain, too.
It's certainly possible. As for how, I wouldn't know, but the dampening effect on his psyche could have manifested itself physically as well.
I'm sorry for snapping at you back there. It's thanks to you that I feel like that we're finally getting somewhere with all this.
No apologies necessary. Reading others' feelings has never been my strong suit.
So he finally admits it.
I really hope Shionne's okay.
I get why you're concerned. But if you don't rest when you can, you're going to regret it.
She's right. We need our rest to conserve our strength.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, you two.
No problem. We'll save Shionne. I know we will.
Hey, that actually came out pretty all right, don't you think?
Alone. I'm all alone.
Let's go. We don't want to keep Shionne waiting.
I always hear you muttering to yourself whenever we're in battle. So, just what are you saying?
Why do you want to know? Does it bother you or something?
Not really. It's just the way you talk is sometimes kind of creepy. So I was wondering if you vent your frustration through your magic. Are you yelling, "You stupid jerk!" or something like that to pump yourself up?
What? No, that's not what's happening during my incantations. I'm just focused, so I match my tone to fit the mood of whatever I'm trying to invoke.
Invoke?
How do I put it? Basically, the elemental astral energy behind each art, I guess.
Astral energy? Hold on, are you saying you can talk to astral energy?
Not exactly. But if I put emotion into what I say, it's easier for me to properly cast my arts. That makes sense?
Kind of. Okay, so if you can talk to astral energy, then you can ask it to, like, predict the weather or find secret treasure?
Wait, you don't really think that, do you?
Or you can ask it to send down lightning to where there's bad guys lurking and...
May lightning condemn those who bear fault! Thunderblade!
Ah, what are you doing? You almost fried me with that!
I just asked the astral energy to send down lightning where there were annoying boys.
I don't know what to do. Things can't go on like this.
What do you mean?
Ah! Oh, it's you, Rinwell.
You were talking about me, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I've just been thinking about some things.
Really? How unusual.
Cut it out. I'm being serious here.
Sorry.
I was thinking about... You know how I used to work for Ganabelt back when I was in Cislodia?
Yeah, of course. You were brought in after the Snake Eyes killed your friends, right? I mean, you had to.
Right. I used to have nightmares about it when I fell asleep. But lately that's been happening a lot less. I don't know how to feel about that.
That's a good thing, isn't it? You should be happy.
Yeah, but... I did a lot of terrible things back then. And I'm scared I'm starting to forget what I did.
Okay, so let me just get all of this straight. You think you'll forget everything if you stop having those nightmares? Why?
Because You know me. I'm freaking stupid.
But it sure doesn't sound to me like you've forgotten.
Oh, yeah, but still.
I don't think those nightmares going away means you've forgotten. Maybe it's a sign that you've come to terms with what you did.
Come to terms? You mean like Alphen with his past? You think that's what's happening?
Yeah, I do. You're pretty amazing, Law.
I am?
Yeah. Not all of us have figured out how to accept our pasts. Least of all, me.
Rinwell.
That's what we're going to climb?
The villagers managed it on their escape from the city. We're going in the opposite direction, but where there's a will...
There's always a way, right? And it looks like we're out of options. Let's grit our teeth and go! Is it just me, or does Rinwell suddenly seem much more comfortable around Dohalim than she used to?
I noticed that too. When the two of them came and found me together back on the beach, I could hardly believe my eyes.
It's not like we had a choice or anything. Law and Kisara had to hang back to convince the villagers we meant them no harm. More than that, though. There are a lot of things I've still got to come to terms with regarding Almadria. But I guess I'm through making snap judgments based on someone's origin. At least, I'm trying to be. I guess you could say it's a work in progress.
I see. You hear that, Law? Sounds like all that hard effort wasn't for nothing.
Yeah.
That's got to be reassuring to hear. Right, Dohalim?
Not being subjected to unwarranted suspicion is certainly welcome.
Yeah, that long-winded way you have of talking, though, not so much a fan of that.
I think that's more of a personality thing than a Renan trait.
Really? In that case, I won't have to feel guilty getting annoyed by it. Little help!
Take this! Double demon
This
fang!
one's mine!
Steel Force! Dance to the wind! Sealed!
Eternal
It's a
devastation!
duel of the arts!
Negative They're on for interrupting! Eternal devastation!
More with that
Double
game,
demon fang!
Sleep now. Leave the enemy's arms free.
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Here I come!
Certainly not.
Double demon fang!
Eternal devastation! Sleep now.
Negative
I'll be
gate!
saving this one.
Resonate with the
Double
earth!
demon fang!
One more.
How do you like being pounded into shape?
Aqua Third! Ready!
Here I come! Double demon fang!
This one's mine! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malika!
Begin!
Look sharp!
With natural energy!
Test it! Crush!
Now!
Crush!
Going
It's
in!
over! Doubling! In an instant! Impact crush! I've still got a ways to go.
Crap. This injury hurts more than I thought. Shionne, sorry, but could you... Oh. Right.
That's far enough!
Here I come!
Can't get out of... Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Double demon fang!
This one's mine!
Take this! Double demon fang!
Can you take it?
You're finished!
Elusive seed light.
Carve through armor!
Rotating pile driver.
Double demon fang! It's over! Double demon fang! Crush!
Take this.
You're mine!
Tiger blade!
Double
Make it
demon
rain!
double! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed walk.
You're mine! I'm not done! Eternal devastation!
Sweet dreams! Sometimes
Double demon fang!
This one's mine!
Don't
Double
suffer
demon
inside.
fang! Eternal devastation!
Blow them away!
Everyone's still in one piece?
No choice! You're mine!
Take this.
Double demon fang! Crush! Eternal devastation!
Resonate with your words.
Double demon fang!
The enemy wields our too.
You'll soon see about that.
You're mine! I'm not done!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
You're mine!
Benediction light.
Look sharp!
You're finished! Double demon fang!
Thou art to being interrupted.
You picked the wrong fight! Double demon fang! You're mine! It's over!
Down! You're on!
Here I come! Double demon fang! Crush!
Now you've gone and ticked me off!
It's over! Double demon fang! Try harder! My turn!
This one's mine! You've got a knack for battle.
I still plan on training, though.
That's what I like to hear.
Take this! Double demon fang! Eternal devastation! Take this! Double demon fang! Crush!
No further.
My turn! Not a chance! Double demon fang!
Everyone's still in one piece?
ray!
No
Don't
armor!
leave.
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Flaming meteor! Double
Certainly not.
Heal!
Alright!
Here comes
Double
in
demon
the
fang!
west. Air thrust.
It's over!
Tiger
Double
Blast!
demon fang!
Hey! Blow them away!
Come and face me!
Tiger Blade.
Here I come!
In here.
Double demon fang!
Let's get you all done.
Look sharp!
Is that a healing art?
It is.
You picked the
Can't
wrong
ignore the
fight!
pain.
I'll try to be more careful.
Make it rain!
Hey! Blow them away!
Didn't even break a sweat.
I need something to eat. I've never stood so close to a waterfall like this before.
I bet it'd feel real refreshing to take a shower underneath this water.
You're welcome to try, but that water pressure would likely crush you to a pulp.
That's far enough! Take this! Double demon fang!
Get behind me!
Here I come! Eternal devastation!
Is it hot? Just bash it out again.
Take this!
Lightning condensed. Thunder.
This one's mine!
Illuminate the sun. Come forth. Holy glimmer.
Can you take it?
Holy land.
Double demon!
All back in their defenses!
Glad you have your uses.
Sword ring out!
I'll show you how useful I can be!
Switch this.
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Illuminate the
You're
sky.
mine.
Come forth.
Double
Holy
demon
glimmer.
fang!
Holy land. Confiscated.
On guard!
Resonate with the
You're
earth!
mine!
Stalagmite!
Crush!
Lightning
Dragon
orb.
swarm!
Whoa. When it is now.
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
Now! You're mine!
Heal!
Alright,
Dragon swarm!
now where was I?
Raging cascade.
Gasping Spin!
Resonate with the earth!
Here I come!
Tiger Blade!
Feel.
Dragon
Make it
swarm!
Rinwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis.
Trapped in darkness, pierced by light.
I call it the Rindo Special. How much farther?
I don't think we're even halfway there yet. Hang in there.
Not even halfway? Are you serious?
That's no reason to give up now.
Yeah. Just gotta buckle down.
That's the spirit.
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
What is this place?
Careful. We've got company.
Doesn't look like we're getting past without a fight.
Watch your feet. Fall from here and it's curtains.
We're just trying to get past. Get out of our way!
Save your breath! While that thing seizes a talking meal!
So let's show it how wrong it is! Is it trying to stop us?
We must be
The
tired
flashing
of
parts
healing.
are weak
I'm
points.
merely doing what I can.
Stay!
Glad to run out.
Shield!
Go,
Gale force!
Can you take it? Here I come! Elusive deity!
This one's mine!
Demon Fang!
Vanquish darkness!
Rotating pile driver!
I let my guard down.
You'll pay for that!
All healed.
Photon flash!
Not like this.
Come forth! Holy glimmer!
All healed. On guard. Let me out.
Heal!
Light us illuminate the dark! Magic is damned! Holy lamp!
You're mine!
Going in! Don't mind if I do!
Double Demon Fang!
No further!
Thank you for that.
Raging cascade!
Carve through armor!
Let's get back into it.
Double Demon Fang!
In here!
This was all mine!
My head's spinning just watching you.
Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glimmer! Holy lamp! One more time!
I'll stop it start.
Thanks, Kisara! Gale force!
Double Demon Fang! Take this!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
I'm in your
Its
debt,
wings are
Danan.
lighting up!
Then tonight's meal is on you.
You've got what to make.
Such tremendous power.
Don't face it head on. Crescent move.
Double Demon Fang!
Tiger blade.
Try harder!
Ready and ready!
Their arms were interrupted.
On your benediction light.
What the hell is going on?
Fall back, Alphen. We'll take point here.
Sorry to impose on you like this.
Look sharp.
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Our arts are being interrupted.
Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glimmer! Holy lamp!
You're mine! It's wide open!
It won't escape
No
me.
escape!
Tiger blade.
No escape!
Gale force!
Guess I had to use it sometime.
Double Demon Fang! No escape! Double Demon Fang!
Guess I have nothing gets by me.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Please now!
You'll finish!
Heal.
Okay, here I come!
Raging storm! More where that came from!
Everlasting dark!
Light
Negative
astrolabe!
gain.
Illuminate
Resonate with the
Come
earth!
forth! Holy lamp!
Piercing. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa. Going in. Going in. In here. Discharge. This one's mine.
Raging
Double
cascade!
Demon
Forward
Fang!
up.
Rotating pile
It's
driver!
over!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Benediction light!
Heal.
Dance in the wind!
Down.
Air
You're
thrust!
out.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Try harder!
I feel my
Sorry!
You're finished! Double Demon Fang! It's this!
From beyond! It's imbued with
Demon Fang!
Frozen.
Hammer!
Benediction light.
It's over! Double Demon Fang!
He who prepares is free to reflect. Benediction light.
Look sharp! Look sharp! Igneous!
Lightning orb.
This should do it!
All right.
More with the stockpile.
You're mine!
Thunder field.
Benediction light.
All right. Appreciate the help. Steel Tiger blade. Lightning condense. Thunder blade. Illuminate magic condense. Holy lamp.
Far enough!
Light.
I owe you one for that.
Illuminate the dark. Come forth. Holy glimmer. Holy lamp.
Benediction light.
Is that a healing art?
It is. I can't ignore your pain.
I'll try to be more careful.
Lightning condense. Thunder blade.
Demon Fang!
Illuminate the dark. Magic condense.
This should do
Holy
it!
lamp.
Judgment spin!
Take this! Double Demon Fang!
Resonate with the earth.
Sword Lane Alpha!
On your
Dragon
a
Sword!
god! Crumble!
Sword Lane Alpha!
Benediction light.
In here. Get on there together.
I'm gonna need more of that medicine.
Benediction light.
This should do it! Demon Fang!
Use its weak point to take it down.
All together, everyone!
Double Demon Fang!
Rotating fire timer.
Dragon
All
Sword!
right. It's
Can you take it?
in here.
On guard! The enemy's reeling!
Complacency is the root of carelessness.
Point taken. Stay sharp, everyone!
Going in. That's quite
On guard!
holy. Here's a dash in the wind.
Double Demon Fang!
Field. Get on there.
Eternal Death!
I let you all down.
The enemy is going all out. That frickin' does it.
Benediction light.
Lightning orb.
Another incantation ruined.
Illuminate magic condense. Holy
Double
lamp.
Demon Fang!
Hurricane!
It's over! Take
Illuminate the
Benediction
dark.
light.
Come forth. Holy glimmer. Holy lamp. Dance in the wind. Maybe show Kisara a little kindness, huh?
She is strong. She can handle it.
You can be really dense, though, Helene.
Eternal Devastation!
Take it.
Now you're talking. Now I'm in the groove.
Here I come!
Hold on to your art. Here I come.
Here I come!
Photon. Raging cascade.
Benediction light.
Field.
This should do it! Try harder! My turn! Take this! Double Demon Fang! Crush!
Just getting started.
Benediction light.
You're mine!
In here.
I've used too much.
I've let you all down.
I couldn't make it in time.
Lightning orb. A banana. Let's go.
I've let you all down.
Sorry. Illuminate the
Instant! Impact Cross!
With fauna like that, I'm impressed so many people from Thistle made it through here alive.
Who's to say there weren't a whole lot more of them who didn't?
Well, at any rate, it should be a safer climb now that we've cleared the way a bit, right?
No. So long as people feel the need to face terrain this perilous, I'd say true safety's some way off.
You mean defeating Volron and putting an end to the crown contest, right? I guess that would be the best solution here, huh?
We've wasted enough time here already. Let's get going. Shionne needs us.
How are we still not there yet? It feels like we've been climbing this mountain forever.
It helps if you try not to look up or down. All you need is silent determination. Talking too much will only waste energy and burn you out.
I'm too tired to look up or down, even if I wanted to.
Take care you don't fall, at least. Unless you want to make a Zoogel's day, that is.
Zoogles? Why would they care if I fell or not?
How would you feel if a 3-course meal fell right out of the sky at your feet?
Zoogle chow.
Law? Best not to listen to him if you can help it. You'll only be encouraging him if you do.
Tell me that before I listen next time.
Still, Dohalim has a point. One wrong step and it's curtains.
Wouldn't it be great if we could all fly like Hootle? I bet even the refugees who didn't make it would have made it to Thistleum that way.
Until we magically sprout wings, let's just watch where we're stepping instead, okay? Come on. Shionne's waiting for us.
Hey!
Are you insane? What the hell were you thinking? I thought we were gonna die!
One simply needs to be bold and act with conviction in times such as these.
Did you know it was gonna be safe before you jumped? Because I sure didn't.
More or less. I figured there would likely be a basin here akin to most such waterfalls.
Don't just make people jump off cliffs on a hunch!
Are we ever gonna finish climbing this ladder?
We're climbing a considerable height. It's only natural that it will take some time.
That's not the problem here!
We are getting closer to the top, aren't we?
You've just got to keep your spirits up, Rena. Positive thinking is everything.
We finally reached the top.
My limbs feel like they're about to fall off.
Already? You kids need to train more.
She's right. We don't have time to catch our breath.
Someone's got a lot of pep in his step. I guess we can take this?
What's this thing?
close! Come and face me! Dragon Swarm!
Negative point.
Thunder Field! One more!
Double
Dance
Demon
to the
Fang!
wind!
You're
In here! Hold on to your arms.
Being interrupted.
Here I come!
Judgment spin.
Holy
Eternal
Land!
Devastation!
Not on my watch!
Shot here.
An astral art?
That's my cue!
You're mine!
Shut him down.
Totally Alpha!
Can you take it?
It's over! Try harder! Not a chance! It's go time!
We have no energy!
You're on! Take this! Eternal Devastation! I'm not done!
We have no energy! Vanquish darkness! Close one!
Here I come!
Raging cascade!
It's over! Double Demon Fang!
Air
Eternal Devastation!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
We did it.
Magnificently done.
Thunder Field!
You're on!
Dance in the
Here I
wind!
come!
Sleep now!
Eternal Devastation!
Going in!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Banana!
Resonate with the earth!
How's everything on your end?
Quiet. Well, right after I silence them. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa! Judgment spin!
Thrust! Double Demon Fang!
Time
Now!
to shine!
Demons descend!
Flashing Fang!
My turn!
Look sharp!
Strike!
I can't hold on much longer!
Take this!
Aw, too shy to
Eternal
come over.
Devastation!
I'm
ready.
here! Let me help!
All yours, Kisara!
We can really make weapons with this?
We did it. We've reached the top of the mountain.
About damn time. My knees are singing symphonies over here.
Look! There it is!
That's it. That's Pillaging, the seat of Volron's power.
So that's where Shionne's being held?
Most likely.
Most likely.
That is what I said, yes.
Pallagion's still our best lead. So that's where we go, right?
Any advice before we head in there?
No.
No?
In the ancient tongue, Ganeth Heros means Fortress of Naught, though I fail to see what insight that nugget of trivia holds.
I guess I just thought you might have something we could use.
Since Volron became Lord, the only thing this realm has been known for is its shroud of secrecy. It is Volron's stronghold. All else is incidental. Just keep in mind that you can't be too careful inside.
Speaking of which, just how are all of us planning to get inside exactly?
It's not like there are any secret passages.
We've come this far. If there's no other way in, I guess we'll just have to use the front gate. Volron told us to come find him, which means he's expecting us. Let's do this the old-fashioned way.
Land of water or no, this place has a most curious atmosphere.
I'd be taking a dip in it if the circumstances were better.
Sorry, but we have to push through for now. Shionne is waiting.
Yeah, I hear ya. A soak can wait.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
I swear I've seen that castle somewhere before. Right. I remember seeing it from the cliffs in Calaglia, across the sea.
You mean Bullron's castle?
Yeah, that must have been it.
Geographically, it would make sense. It's most certainly large enough to be seen from afar.
Back then, I had Shionne and Zephyr with me.
Well, we haven't lost Shionne. We can still get her back, you know.
That's right. I won't let Volron take her away from us.
I sure hope nothing bad's happened to Shionne.
Keep those thoughts to yourself, Rinwell. Everyone's anxious enough as it is.
Sorry. It's just... I can't seem to stop thinking about it. What do you think it is that Volron wanted with her anyway?
Going by what he said back on Almadria's ship, it would appear his primary target is Alphen. Though, it's likely he hasn't forgotten the blow he sustained at Shionne's hand either. That might even be what ignited his interest.
Yeah, did you see the way he reacted? It was like he was enjoying every moment. Even his pain at Shionne's thorns. Oh, that guy's just creepy.
Let's just hope he's keeping his perverted tendencies in check.
What? Law? Don't say things like that.
It's not like we weren't all thinking it.
That's still no reason to...
All right, you two. Now that's enough already. Alphen shouldn't have to grit his teeth while he listens to you.
Oh.
Sorry.
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little?
You're still awake?
I've always been something of a night owl. Ever since back when I was someone's property. Turning in for the night only made the next day come quicker. I wasn't in any great rush.
Sorry.
What about yourself? Care to share something from before I knew you? You were part of a mage clan, right? Must have been handy being able to rely on magic for everything.
Hardly. In fact, not at all. Magic's not so special when you're not allowed to use it. Always scared of who might be watching?
Right. Sorry about that. I guess I've read too many fairy tales.
We were still made to study it every day. It doesn't make any sense if you think about it, studying the very thing you're being persecuted for. But that's what we did, just like our parents and their parents before them. Honestly, I don't even know how far back it goes.
If memory serves, mages have been the stuff of legend for ages. Even as far back as 3 centuries ago, they were myths. Your people were persecuted even before the Renans got here.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the less it makes sense though. I mean, it was astral arts that let the Renans dominate Dahna, right? Why didn't mages end up being the rulers of Dahna then?
Maybe they tried, but they just didn't have the numbers. Or maybe domination just wasn't something they were interested in. Have you ever considered it might have been something like that?
I guess I haven't.
I wonder why magic alone attracted the attention it did. Swords can be just as lethal in the right hands. Why not ban them?
My best guess? Swordsmanship can be learned by anyone. Magic's more of an exclusive club.
So, you either have the gift or you don't. When something's not easily obtainable, it's hard to comprehend. People are scared of what they don't understand. And fear leads to persecution. So the problem's not magic. It could just as easily have been anything.
Yeah. We should really get some rest. Another day, another Gald.
I don't want Shionne to get mad at us for dragging our feet.
Alphen?
She's the one that's kept us on track. Picked me up when I was down.
Sure.
I just thought she'd always be there.